go, we'll move on to the budget hearing.
Good evening, everybody. I think everybody who's here heard this presentation before, so we won't prolong it, but I'll just hit a few highlights. It is a budget hearing, so it's an opportunity for anyone in the public to come up and say what they feel about the budget. Our budget is going up about $2.6 million, which is a budget increase of about 1.67%. This breaks out that budget, what we're proposing for next year by different categories, such as employee compensation, which is our largest category. That overall increase of about 2.6 million, almost 2.3 of it is in employee compensation. And we'll talk a little bit about that on the next slide. Some highlights there is, we are restoring some positions that we eliminated over this past year. We were in budget crunch, we were preparing for the current year's budget. So we said, let's see what it's like if we don't have an in-house mechanic at Long Beach Middle School, Needle Elementary, because someone was retiring. And we realized that with the new machinery, the new systems that we have over there, all the work that we're doing to convert from steam to hot water and air condition that building phase by phase, we really do need somebody who has that specialty and can manage those systems. So that's one position restored. We also, are focusing on wellness, the new wellness center at the high school. So some of that additional compensation is because of the new position. A new staff member is going to be assigned to the new wellness center here at the high school. Another example is we said, let's see what it's like to not have a social studies director over the past year, and we realized that it is something that we want to restore, and not only restore that director, but expand upon it and have that director take on business and workplace learning as well. So not only do we have the standard staff members moving along the salary schedule and the new salary schedule for next year, but you have some additional positions, the AIS math at Lido, the additional wings at Mendel, and some of the other increases and some slight decreases that you see here in the bullet point. Another big thing that we wanted to do for next year is to do what we call a refresh on some of our student devices, such as Chromebooks, iPad, some new smart boards for the classrooms, some desktop computers, and an upgrade in our infrastructure support. So we felt it was a good opportunity to reinvest in some of our instructional technology. We also need to keep up with the costs of repair and maintenance in some of our facilities, so we wanted our next year's budget numbers to really reflect some of our recent expenditures. And then we had some fixed costs, such as the increasing cost of some insurance premiums, as well as some BOE items. And so we have that in that vendor services figure as well. Benefits is a bit of a mixed bag. We talked about how our health insurance premiums have been going up over the past several years. That's a January increase. We don't know about it until pretty much December. And we got lucky this past January, it was relatively flat. So we were able to have some savings there, enough to even carry over that savings into next year's budget. And then the TRS and ERS offset each other. We have in the budget 4 new gasoline buses. So we have the funding to continue with our vehicle replacement policy. And just as a little side note, I was on a call today with a consultant that's working with us to get some grant funds from NYSERDA so we can have an electrification plan put into place. So, we're working on trying to shift over to electric buses, and that's some several years down the road, but we already have the structure in place to set up that infrastructure so that we can receive those electric buses. Here's our revenue projection. So the state aid numbers, the final state aid numbers came out just last week, and pretty much it's the same as what was in the governor's proposal. So there's no real change there. They came through with a 2% increase in foundation aid. Just really, believe it or not, a $1,000 difference between what was proposed by the governor and what the final state budget is. In those numbers, right, we do have a projection for what we call placeholder here for the public high cost, excess cost aid, because there's not a number there. If you take a look at the specific state aid run, as well as $300,000 for additional building. So this figure of about $27.8 million includes those placeholders. Other revenue category you see is going down. We talked about that at the last meeting, and the big contributor there has to do with a larger outgoing 12th grade versus the incoming 9th grade from Island Park. We get tuition money from Island Park for the high school students that come to Long Beach High School, and a lower projection on interest income, because those rates are slowly coming down. We get to our tax levy, and that is a 2.4% increase, which is below the cap, below the allowable maximum limit. And I have a slide here that just shows what our history has been over the past 10 years. And if you take a look, especially the past 6 years, you see it's really low. So, it's hard to really sustain all those zeros and the 1.5s, and also to try to keep pace with inflation, even though we do a lot to try to find efficiencies and to cut where we can and try to be as lean as we can. But if you take a look at the past 10 years, way under the tax cap on many years and really relatively low increases, especially when you compare our district to other districts in the county. This year, we're just about under the average tax levy for the county, and in many years, we were way, way below that. I want to bring your attention to the last slide where we have a sample ballot. So hopefully people are also watching from home. They can take a look at what they're going to see next week, next Tuesday, when we have the budget vote and the trustee election. Proposition 1 is the school district budget. There's our number, $158.5 million is what we're asking the community to approve. The next Proposition 2 has to do with asking permission to spend money we already have on hand in our capital reserve fund. Again, no additional funds required, no impact on the tax levy. It's money we have already, and we're asking permission, as we're required to do from the community, to spend that money. And what we're going to use it is to renovate our pool here at the high school, which really needs some renovation. It's installing a new pool membrane, and retile the pool deck, replacing the bleachers, making it much, much safer for everybody who's using the pool and walking on the pool deck, as well as to replace the bleachers in the high school gymnasium itself. Again, very important for safety to have those really in good working order. That's Proposition 2. Proposition 3 is the library budget, and you see the candidates are on the right there. This is the budget hearing. So if anybody wants to say something, now's the time to do it. Next Tuesday is the budget vote and trustee election. Seems like this cycle in particular went very fast. Next week is already the vote. If anybody has any comments or questions, that's the answer. Thank you.
I just want to ask, Mr. DeVito, you've been meeting with the Civic Association concerning the budget?
I met with the Chamber of Commerce. I reached out to the civics and didn't see much interest in having me come speak this year.
Nothing to do with Civic, Mr. Davis, nothing with,
We reached out to them.
PTA, is that right?
PTA, yeah. PTA and the Chamber.
Any other questions from members of the board?
No, I have a question. Just thank you, Michael, for all the hard work putting this together. And, yeah, I hope that everybody goes out next week and votes yes.
I can bet with a high degree of certainty that no one in the crowd right now is against this budget.
I just have a quick question, Michael. Thank you. You always explain everything so well in great detail. Just for the record, what is the maximum levy?
So for this year, it's 2.96%, so just under 3%. Yeah.
So we really did come well into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments from Board of Education members? Okay, thank you once again for the presentation. Thank you for both presentations, they were great. All right. Moving on to student organization announcements, moving on to questions and comments for tonight's, from the public, I apologize, from the public on tonight's agenda only. Okay, treasurer's report for March 2025. No action needed. I'm going to pass it off now to Dr. Gallagher, presentation to the superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Pinto. I ask the board to consider item 1, certificate of personnel.
Motion made.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
Ms. Conway?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Item 2 is non-certificated personnel.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
Ms. Conway?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Item 3 is acceptance of donation. This is the last of the donations supporting the hockey trip. I would just
Sir,
like
hold on.
to-
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion seconded by Ms. Conway. Any discussion? Zero.
I just wanted to say thank you for this very generous donation for our high school hockey team. It's just extremely generous. And in a town like Long Beach, we have such a tight community. We really appreciate it, so thank you.
Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
Ms. Conway?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
4, 5, and 6 are policy reads, 2 firsts and 1 second, no action necessary on those. Any questions on any of those?
No, but I just really would like to thank you and Dr. Pacho and Dr. Ryan for all your guidance on the policies. All this work, so thank you.
And I would ask the board to consider items 7 through 12. Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I just have a question concerning the use of schools. I see that Freeport is using and Port Washington are using the fields.
Yeah, I think both districts requested that because they're doing construction on their own fields, and Mr. Epstein felt it would have any negative impact on us.
So in terms of, is there any reimbursement for
Yes.
cleaning up the fields?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is that contractual or is that?
Well, it's
just,
according to our use of schools policy. I don't know what the number is off the top of my head, but I can
Thank you, I appreciate that. So I gotta tell you, I haven't seen that in 20 years in the board meeting where schools use the football. I know we let the pool out, I can understand that, and the field, I'm just sort of concerned about that.
I guess they like our new turf, right?
I think they like the beach.
Any other discussion? Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
Ms. Conway?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan?
Yes.
Ms. Pace?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Board of Education, any new or old business to discuss?
Yes.
Dr. Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard from a number of people at home who are watching these meetings that they can't hear a thing. They don't know whether it's people aren't speaking into microphones, we're making a deliberate effort now to speak into the microphone. But they say that it's just almost futile to listen to the meetings at home because they cannot hear a thing. So could we possibly check that out? You know, I don't ever watch videos of the meetings, but I hate to think that we're encouraging people to participate somewhere at home. And they can see, but they cannot hear.
Well, Dr. Ryan, I can say, that I have spoken to some people about it. That's one of the reasons why I always focus and use the mic, that they said they hear me clearly, but that we all need to really pay attention to talking to the mic like this, so that if you're away from the mic like this, it's not picking it up. But if you speak into the mic, that they can't hear us. So I have checked that out because I have, spoken to people who said, can you hear, we able to see everything. So that's the feedback that I received, that, if you speak into the mic, they can't hear us.
But also, Dr. Ryan, we can certainly investigate with our tech department if there are any other solutions. Part of the problem is the speaker is really on that iPad. There may be a way that we can arrange the sound to pick up a little closer to the source.
Well, just so you know, Dr. Ryan, I brought this up in the beginning of the year because I also read about the complaints. And I spoke to our technician too, and he was saying that there's different types of technology to use to help with everybody hearing us, but they had to look into it. I remember, Mr. Vivio, you were also looking into it as well. Just because, especially at the middle school, when people are on the stage, they want to be able to hear it. So I know that you were, where you are in the process of continuing to look into the new text so they can hear us better from home.
Well, like I said, I did check into it, and what I heard is people have said they always hear me just because I make a point to talk, either this one, because I speak really close and they can hear it clearly. I don't know, Chris or anybody else, if you want to, chime in, but that's the feedback that I've been receiving.
Yeah,
When people speak into the mic like this.
You have to speak straight in front of it and very close to it. If you're off to the side or more than 3 or 4 inches away, they're not going to be able to hear.
What about the little mic?
Those little mics that everyone wears when they're doing their.
Zooms.
Yeah, it's not, I think the problem though, even with them, is if you're not speaking clearly enough, the receiver is still all the way over there.
Right.
Someone's home watching.
All right, so we all talk into the microphone like this and everybody else can hear us.
Ask them if there are captions. Can't you just have captions at the
They
bottom?
said it's loud and clear.
Well, YouTube does the transcript automatically.
Yeah. Maybe put captions on the TV, I don't know, just an idea.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Anything else?
That's over there.
Oh, no, thank you.
Conway, anything else?
Well, I just wanted to say,
Here we go, make sure I'm talking right into the microphone. I was able to go to some sports events at our high school and concerts at the middle school, and wow. First of all, the middle school, the concerts are amazing, right, Ms. Kelsey? And Mr. Pinto? They were just fantastic. The talent and how our teachers help all of the students bring out all of their gifts is just wonderful to watch. So please give our thanks to them. And watching our kids play on their sports also is something I love to do. It's just great to watch the camaraderie and listen to our parents talk and root on our kids. So it's wonderful that we offer so much to our kids after school. Thank you.
I would like to echo Ms. Conway's statements. We're coming into celebration season. It's like every other day, we have another scholarship awards meeting, or a sports awards, or a concert, or other recognition for all the talents of our students. And so I look forward to seeing everyone at these events, and let's enjoy a lot more celebrations because our kids definitely deserve it. Any other comments, new world business for the board? Any questions or comments from the public? Any item? Announcements, Classroom Teachers Association.
I think I'm good.
Thank you. Administrative PBS.
You speak into the mic.
What's that? We couldn't hear you.
Is this thing on? JP's my ASPD. Thanks, Mr. Vito and his team for presenting the budget and running through the process. We really appreciate it. Also, thank you to Ms. Jersey for a presentation and working with all those science students and teachers. Great performance, thank you.
Group C.
We're all good, thank you.
Parent Teacher Association. Okay, with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a safe night home. Thank you.
That was the best one. I'm glad I said that. What does it? Yeah. Listen, we need to get some new equipment.